furthest away. Yeah, I love it, man. It's a badass shirt. Thank you.
Good morning, race fans. We are here on another Sunday morning here for the Bonfire Racing League. We are coming to you live from New Hampshire Motor Speedway, home of the Lobster. And I'm here once again with Jared Kelly. Jared, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. We're on a roll with these broadcasts, so keep the momentum going.
That's what I like to hear, Jared. All right, this pace car is getting ready to come off already, but so real quick, just wanted to give a little shout out here to all the playoff drivers. This is going to be the first round, the first race of the second round. I'll get it eventually, but once again, you can see the swords on the names. Those are your top 10 drivers that made it into the second round. This is the first race. So we have Buddy Sally, Jason Landry, Joseph Volpis, David Demita Senior, Dante Wright, David Owens, Nick Mills, Kevin Kyle, and Jax Valcrawl is going to be your 10 drivers trying to make it into the championship four. This is the first race. That pace car is getting ready to go off there, Jared, as Buddy Sally brings them into the Geico restart zone. And away Buddy goes. Huge launch as he crosses the start-finish line, Jared. We are here at New Hampshire. We got 160 laps of pure carnage as we get ready to see some hard racing action here.
Yeah, hopefully better racing than yesterday at Phoenix. A lot of cars torn up there last week in Arizona. Now we're up into the northeast and New Hampshire. So far, everybody's getting good clean.
Yeah, Dante Wright's giving David Medina all he can handle as he does not want to let him go. Also, the 22 and the 11 are battling it side by side. Coming in this turn here. Kyle Lutton right here. Oh, Joseph Volpis goes up high. That makes them three wide.
Man.
They are able to get by unscathed.
Yeah, Joe way out of the groove right there. He's going to allow his teammate Kyle Lutton to get the jump on him.
Dude, why are you coming down?
Oh, and David Brenner's loose.
Sorry,
He pushed down the brake and he gets sideways.
Oh, Nick Mills almost runs into the back of the number 22. Close call there for the 22. As that's going to bring out our first caution of the race there, Jared.
I even tried to lift early to give you the position, but I think he just came down a little bit earlier than I thought.
All right, let's take a look at maybe what happened with the Landry move there. I'm going to rewind it real quick, Jared, just see what they were talking about with that incident. See if we can find out what happened. Okay, here they're coming now. Let's slow it down. We'll go blimp view. That's Dante Wright there again. The two teammates, the 50 and the 33. Let's see if we can pick out what might have happened there. Okay, oh, David just comes down low there in front of Landry a little bit and is able to save it as
Why are you coming down?
As David's able to hang on to it. That might have held up Brenner, but Brenner able to hit the brakes and not make it any worse. So, Jared, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this guy. Let's get us back to the lead lap.
Yeah.
All right, pace car coming around again. Lights are still on.
That back. Brenner.
Jared did.
All right, they got it for the formations picked out. Sally is going to lead them back to the green flag. We are lap 6 here as we get ready to get these cars fired up again.
Yeah, a few pit stops there, the 55, and I think the 31 coming in for some pit stops along with the 73.
And then, Jared, that pace car's coming in, and they're through the Geico restart zone, and Buddy Sally's crossing the start-finish line right now.
Good launch out of the 21 car. Almost 3 car lengths.
Yeah, Jared, they're heading down the backstretch and into turn 3. And now to turn 4, the crew comes. Geico restarts line, and there they go. Lap 8 down in the books here. look at David Owens here fighting for his playoff life. Just made it in into the round of 2, so he's glad to be here fighting for everything he can get. As he's trying to make a statement here in the Bonfire Racing League. Oh, it's
teammate.
Oh no! And right in front of Nick Mills is gonna smash that front bumper of the 8, Jared.
Coming hot, coming hot.
Woo! And the 11 and the 988 teammates get into each other there, huh, Jared?
Yeah, that's definitely not going to sit good in the Gulf Coast camp. I don't really know what happened right there. It just looked like Kyle and Knott kept on coming up the racetrack into the door of David Owens, which got him sideways. That put him in front of Nick Mills.
All right, Jared, I rewinded a little bit. We're going to slow it down. We're going to take a quick peek at the incident here from up here in the Cavalcade blimp. As we're slow-moing at them out of turn 4, you can see Kyle and Knott is behind the 11 on the inside lane. David Owens there. You know, it almost looks like David's getting loose there. Yeah, Jared, David gets loose and starts coming back down the track trying to save it. And they just connect, and both cars go opposite directions. Owens in front of Mills.
Yeah, right in the lap. Luckily, I think that's Joe Vulpes there in the 13 leading that freight train through the wreck.
Yeah, did a great job of avoiding that wreck. And Kyle and David, I think everyone could have got a lot more damage, but they did great getting on the brakes, Jared. So I think all is well, hopefully. But all right, Jared, I'm gonna get these guys back to the lap where they do the choose, get them side by side here.
On the back stretch.
Yeah, so David Owens and Nick Mills definitely going to have to go down pit road to get some of that damage repaired.
All right, Jared, sorry about that. I am getting this back here. They're single file still. Still single file. Pace car lights are on. I think this lap is where they get side by side, get in form. Yeah, pace car lights are off, and we are coming out of turn 2, I believe. Yeah, coming out of turn 2 down the backstretch, Jared, as the Mustang hits the backstretch here at New Hampshire. Buddy Sally's going to be leading them off here. Once again, up there in the pole position, maybe they'll hold on to that. Looks like Joey Stires might have fell down a spot there during these short runs right now.
Yeah, right now it's a little bit of a toss-up on which lane gets the better entry into turn 1.
All right, Jared, that pace car is getting ready to turn off down pit road. Here he comes down pit road. Buddy Sally leading them to the Geico restart zone. And Buddy Sally's off, Jared, as they cross the start-finish line, and away they go down into turn 1.
Another great restart out of the 21. Puts the second and third place guy in a 2-wide predicament. As it looks like Dante and Jason are going to run that top lane. Looks like the top's just a little bit slick.
These two are battling position. You have Joey Stires making an appearance here at New Hampshire as he's sitting right now at P3 battling out against Jason Landry. As Joey looks to make a 3-wide coming down into turn 3. Makes Buddy Sally uncomfortable, asks him to check up behind Dante. Dante really making that outside line work right now, Jared. Something nice to see here at New Hampshire. Usually that line's not ran too often.
Jason's going to give a little bit of a bump as the 23 gets a little sideways. Saves it.
Oh! Cause a huge checkup though for the rest of the field.
You're right, buddy.
As that's going to really shake up the middle of the field there.
Yeah.
That 4 wide in the back.
Wonder who was leading that 4-wide mess. Looks like everyone was able to make it through, though. '73, Justin Malarkey kind of running pretty well in the midfield here. We usually see him up there in the top 5, fighting to get up there. I'm sure we'll see him up there eventually, but having some decent pace, being able to run around the racetrack, both bottom, middle, and top. That's what you got to do here at New Hampshire. You got to be able to run all the different types of lines and be willing to execute when you have to.
Whoa, see, there's a car way in the back there. That looks like that's the 31 of Kevin Kyle back there. He is on a whole nother race program, I believe.
Yeah, it's to the point where we don't even see him on the 10-lap average. So, back marker for sure. Lacking just a little bit of pace in that 31 car.
There's Dennis Puckett using that outside line to his advantage against Justin Malarkey, but that might open up Joseph Volpus back there searching around for a way around Dennis and Justin.
Justin was really good being able to rotate there on the bottom, get this run down the front straightaway, just to at least get to the quarter panel of the 12. But Dennis able to carry that momentum as the 13 into the wall hard. No yellow is out.
That was a huge hit, and I think that damaged that right front tire there, Jared. Let's take a look on board.
Oh, and the 12 spins on the front straightaway. Huge contact, the front bumper's off.
Oh! I'm not sure if that brings out a yellow or not. I don't think it does, Jared, as NASCAR holds the button down not to allow that yellow flag to fly. They're going to let them keep racing, even if there's debris on the track. As Dennis takes a huge hit to the front. That left front tire has seen better days as it's cockeyed to the right.
Yeah, and Joe Volpus also getting those repairs done. We saw earlier, before we had to switch to Dennis Puckett, that right front tire was locked up.
Yep, yeah, he's going to have some major repairs there to get that Ford Geico Mustang back on the track. But let's take a look at Dante right here leading our race at the moment, with teammate Jason Landry right behind in tow. In P2, David Medina Sr. coming in P3 at the moment. And that's Buddy Sally in that 21, picking up P4. So 4 of the drivers out of the 10 up here in the top 4 spots, as the rest of the playoff drivers are sprinkled throughout the field.
Yeah, and just to remind everyone, no bonus points carried over into the round of 10, so everybody's sitting equal at 2,000 points. So where you finish today, it stacks you up in the points against the other 10. So right now, these top 4 guys, they're our championship 4 so far, but we are still in the first round. We got 2 more races to go. So a lot can change for these playoff drivers.
Yeah, Jared, that's one thing that makes this league a little interesting, is that each time we come into a new round, like you're saying, the points reset, fresh start, and there is no win in your ends. So you have to be pretty consistent with your finishes and be at the top to have a chance to make it into the top 4 now that these drivers. So these 10 are trying to fight for the last 4 spots for our championship race, which happens in this is, yeah, in 4 races. We have New Hampshire today. Next race is going to be here. Where do we just? That's
a very good question. I think it was an intermediate. Nashville Super Speedway. That's what it was.
That's what it was. And then Chicagoland will finish off the round of 3, and then the championship race will be held at Michigan. So this driver is trying to fight for that spot.
Kevin, you want off?
I'm trying. I'm struggling just as much as anyone.
I'll stay hot.
As the 31 of Kevin Kyle on the radio talking to the 99 Jackson Duvall crawl in the 99.
Jack's trying to let that 31 go by, but the 31 can't even get by him with help.
Yeah, it does look like Jax has a little bit of right side damage to that front bumper and fender. A little pushed in a little bit, so definitely had a little bit of contact with the wall.
Well, it looks like David Buell maybe's catching the number 11 here of David Owens.
David not really able to bounce back from that spin. That brought out that yell that collected him in the 988. Oh, as he goes right into the wall. I don't know if there was some contact with Buell.
No, Jared, it does not look like there was any contact. It looks like he just lost that front end again and slams that car. Oh, and he almost takes out the goldfish snack that snacks back as he tries to get that car turned around. But that's going to bring out another caution here, I believe.
Yeah, or
does it?
At least I thought it did. I see the speeds increasing. But I don't see the pace car, so I'm going to say the yellow is out. I do see the lights flashing, so yeah, yellow flag is out. Okay. Pace car on the back straightaway.
NASCAR does decide to throw the yellow for that huge hit.
Pace car backstretch.
And Jared, I'm just going to let it play in real time here. I'm going to run and get a little drink real quick. Check on anybody that's doing any pit stops here. We'll get going here live here. I mean, go back to Green Flag Racing in just a minute.
Or anything? Yeah, he's not.
All right, as we look at the leaders, Dante Wright's gonna see. He's gonna bring the field down pit road. So we are close to a pit window, but Joey Steyer is gonna stay out.
Yeah,
he's gonna be different, along with Justin Malarkey and Kyle Lynott. So those top three are going to stay out on old sets of tires, but I believe Dante Wright is going to make a no-tire stop here. Yeah, so fuel only for Dante Wright. He is going to win the race out of pit road. As Jason Landry, David Medina, and Buddy Sally in the 55 coming out right behind them. David Brenner and Kevin Kyle coming out. David Buell coming out in the 11th spot. Nick Mills in 12th. And those are all that were not involved in that accident. David Owens getting some damage repair, as well as Jax Duvall. Dennis Puckett and Joe Volpa still getting their damage repaired from that early accidents that did not bring out a yellow. So NASCAR able to grab Dennis's front bumper. We're able to get that back to his pit stall.
All right, Jared. Thank you for covering for me for that little bit. You do a great job as always.
Oh yeah, I hear that I'm a fan favorite.
You are. I think there was someone in the comments that said they wanted to have your baby.
Yeah, that was NASCAR fans. Am I right?
That's right. I tell you what, right there, that's some loyal fans right there. All right, Jared. So that looks like that was caution number 3 here today at New Hampshire already.
Buell, I think you popped out of the Discord for some reason.
He's down here bothering us.
So as we go to our biggest movers so far in this race, on lap 32, it's going to be Justin Malarkey, plus 14 in that second spot.
Yeah, big mover and shaker there. Old Justin being able to get himself up there with some great track position, and especially on these short tracks where that track position is key. We're going to see what he can do with it here now as the field's coming around turn 2, I believe. That pace car coming down the backstretch. as we're going to get ready to get going again, green flag racing.
Everybody warming up these tires. Yeah, so far it's the top four on old tires. Everybody else behind them on a new set. Dante Wright with the most amount of fuel of the guys on old tires. We're going to see how this all shakes up. Joey Steyer's hitting the restart zone. Green flag back up in the air.
Huge jump there on that inside lane. As Kyle Lynott makes a push to hold on to P3. Dante Wright using an outside lane didn't seem like it helped him too much here, but let's see if he can get the momentum back.
Yeah, it looks like that top lane is really slick up there where all the marbles are at. It's a little bit dirty. Once a lot more traffic starts going up there, it'll clean that racetrack off. David Medina looking to the inside of the 50. As Dante gets up to the fence just a little bit, just a little kiss, it's going to force him 3 wide going down the front straightaway. As Justin Malarkey also into the fence. A lot of people scraping the wall here a little bit early into this run. But here comes the 9 fighting on the inside for the second spot. 3 wide for the lead.
What happened to Joey there? Joey seems to have really slowed down, had the lead. As now they're going to go right around him, splitting Joey Steyer's the whole front field. That's interesting what happened there with Joey. We have to maybe check in with him and see what caused that.
David Medina now taking the lead from Kyle Lynott in the 988. Now what David's got to do is try and pull away from Jason Landry, the next car on a fresh set of tires.
You okay?
Yeah, man, I keep boosting it, like going slow.
Yeah, on the bottom it gets loose.
Kind of a mosh pit here in the midfield.
You're good.
With the old lap or the old tire cars kind of mixing in with the new tires, kind of creating this mess here in the midfield.
Looks like Landry's going to take over P2 from Kyle Lynott as he completes that pass and tries to chase down David Medina. 21 of Buddy Sally just making a move on Dante Wright, takes over that position.
Yeah, and Joey, who was leading this race at the restart all the way back in P9, there are only 13 cars still on track. So from leading the race to close to the back, that's a huge error from the 23 car.
And the 33, they seem to always be next to each other in a lot of these races, but Dante is able to get by the 55, take over that position as the 55 now tries to hold off Nick Mills in that number 8 car. Oh, but the 55 fights back and gets it back in front of Dante. Dennis Bucket trying to make a move on Nick Mills. Dennis Bucket, though, back 9 laps in this race, so he has a long way to go to try to get back on the lead lap, hoping for some more cautions to bring him back into the fold.
Nick Mills on the bumper of Dante, coming out of 4. Definitely wants to let Dante know he's on new tires, he's faster. back up front, it does look like Jason Landry is able to just close in a little bit on David Medina. They're running similar lap times, but just on entry of the corner, Jason's able to carry a lot more speed.
Kevin, you chasing more nice stuff with the kids?
No, but my wife does.
Battle's heating up between the 8 and the 33. The 8 just got to the fence after riding on the 33's bumper. The 8 did have that earlier contact with David Owens. Nick's gonna try and put his nose to the outside, take that lane, take that preferred line in the corner.
You see David's 10-lap average and Landry's are far above the rest of the field as they are just putting on a show.
Yeah, these two guys have definitely been the powerhouse of the season, fighting for wins. We always seem to see these two fighting up to top two, just like Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in 2021.
It's going to be hard to dethrone either one of those, but David is the defending champion. Landry's trying to make his push to come in and take over that crown this season, so we'll have to see how these races play out, see if he's going to have a chance to make it.
Yeah, while Jason tries to catch up to David Medina, Justin Malarkey sitting on the inside of Kyle Lynott for that third spot for the podium. He's going to send it on in there, pull a slide job. He's able to take away that third spot from Kyle Lynott.
Now Buddy Sally waiting in the wings to try to pick off Kyle also. Buddy Sally, very calculated driver, looking for his opportunity to pounce, to make that move on the 988.
David Branner's further back, getting antsy with Dennis Puckett to his outside. He's going to try and make a run down here on the front straightaway to take away that, I believe, Dennis Puckett's 3 laps down, or 9 laps down. I thought they were racing for position.
No, Brenner's just trying to make the move, but Dennis is a hard move. Dennis always runs really hard, no matter if he's got a little bit of damage or had a bad luck. He's always races everyone real honest and gives it at all times. He's not an easy pass, as Brenner finally is clear of that 12, and David Buell now trying to make it around that lap traffic of Dennis Puckett.
Yeah, both Brenner and Buell, both of those drivers missing this round of the playoffs. Brenner, after that heartbreak in Phoenix, after leading up majority of the laps there after that huge incident, just coming up short on points and being knocked out of that second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, Jared, what a heartbreaking way to lose it. Doing really nice job, P2, but to have the guy that won the race move on, it's going to linger with him for a while. As Dennis Puckett now fighting back around the 22, as Dennis probably has some fresh tires on that 12 and has repairs done. Like you said, Jared's got the front end back on that car, so. All right, looks like Buddy might be getting a little antsy here. Just picking on Buddy. No, still it's about the same gap there from the 98, just taking his time on him.
Yeah, New Hampshire, a hard racetrack to try and complete a pass. It takes multiple corners to start that process of being able to jump on somebody for position. As the 988 has to back out of the gas there, that's going to give you a huge run to the 21.
'21 almost did not take it, but he finally does take advantage of that mistake, and looks like he's going to be able to clear that 988 without a problem as he moves into P4.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's like Brenner was able to make a pass on Dante's in the 33, so Brenner moves up to P8, and Dante is going to fall back down to P9.
Landry losing a bit of time to Dave Medina. It's back down to 1 second is the gap. So David Medina definitely having a long run speed here.
Taking a look at that lap time graph, you can kind of just see lap by lap how that tire degradation is affecting Jason Landry, for example. And let's go ahead and switch over to David Medina and take a look at his graph. Let's get an idea of his line and how it looks compared to Jason's. As those two are running very competitively lap times right now. As Jason's trying to keep that gap to under a second from David, but David right now putting a tutorial on how to run New Hampshire right now for the rest of the field.
Well, the gap between
yeah.
Justin Malarkey and Buddy Sally's closed up as well. Buddy, after getting around Kyle Lynott there, he's had a little bit some momentum coming with him to try and get up to fight for that third spot. As Nick Mills gets a huge slide out turn 2. Big moment there for the 8 car.
Yeah, it looks like Landry's closed it up to under now 0.5 of a second. So from a second to cutting that in half. Maybe old David Medina Senior might have had a little bobble there at letting the 50 catch back up, or maybe he's just saving some tire. But up there in front of David, I can see a familiar car. And that's his teammate, and the 31 is going to let him go on by. The 31 thinks he has.
You're clear. Come up. You're good.
Heard him on the radio say he has no idea what he's doing out here on this track. So just trying to keep out of everyone's way, it looks like.
Thank you,
So we
Kevin.
hear Jason Landry say thank you over the radio. I wonder how that makes the driver of the 31 feel when the lead lap cars are thanking him for getting out of their way.
It's the small things at the racetrack that make me smile. This is a
David
great
Buell.
David Buell. Let's take a look.
Yeah, David Beal still sitting behind Dennis Puckett. Did look like he was able to get a little bit of momentum there, starting to go against the 12 car, but it's fallen off a little bit more of the pace.
And speaking of pace, let's check in on that number 11 car of David Owens. See how he's doing. David Owens, 15 laps back here in New Hampshire. Is not having the day he wants, but luckily for him, there's not a whole lot of cars on the track. His day could have been a lot worse, but with only 16 drivers today, it might not affect him too bad as... Owens is losing it. Backs that car almost into the fence, able to save it off of there as he spins it off the turn 2 in the backstretch, giving a show to all the fans on the infield, as that's going to bring out our 4th caution of the race.
And Justin Malarkey just went down pit road as that was happening, so Justin Malarkey being stuck down pit road. Hopefully he got to the commitment line before the yellow came out, or else he will have a penalty.
All right, we'll have to keep an eye on that, Jared. And this should bring the field down, I think, for tires, I would believe. But let's take a look here at our leader and see what David does as he catches up with the pace car. Yeah, he's got, looks like 34 laps on this run, Jared, is what I'm looking on my stats here.
Yeah, and he's going to bring it down pit road here. 73 having to stay out. He is 1 lap down, so we'll see if he gets the lucky dog right there. Or it actually might be the 31 getting the lucky dog.
Yeah, I think the 31's going to get it.
So we sit here looking at pit lane, see the Ram race down pit road. Dave Medina is going to get out, followed by the 50 of Jason Landry. Drag race between Kyle Lynott and the 55. Kyle Lynott able to get that there. David Brenner, Dante, and Nick Mills coming out, followed by David Beal.
All right, Jared, I'm going to go ahead and get us caught up there with the pace car with the lights off. Stand by. Okay, lights are off on the pace car. Still got it fast forward. We're coming down the backstretch now. It's regular time. Just about halfway down the backstretch. Lost my pace cars off, Jared, as they get ready to take the green flag here. And David Medina is off to the races and past that start-finish line as he heads down into turn 1. Oh, 3 wide there between Kyle, Jason, and Buddy Sally as they try to get this thing figured out. Track position is everything for these cars. As David leads them out of turn 4. And across the finish line, there goes David Medina with everyone following in line. The 55 trying to find his way up in that upper line. David Brenner keeping them tight to the inside, and Dante trying to stay as close as he can to the 22 to follow the 22 past the 55 is what he's hoping for. But Jared Kelly's going to be a tough pass here as they enter turn 3. As he slides.
Yeah, unfortunately the 55 has the challenge of trying to pass the Ryan Newman of the Bonfire Racing League. Brenner never giving an inch, never giving up a pass. He's going to fight for this position.
Even comes down a little bit on the door of the 55 to let him know he doesn't appreciate him, but kind of takes away the line of the 55, so 55 might owe him one here. Oh, as Brenner gets into the wall in front of Dante Wright, that's going to slow down the 22. He's going to have to regroup as he lost control there and slams into that outer barrier wall, but Kelly gets a little up the track, comes in a little too hot maybe, but is able to hold off Dante and Brenner as those two are going to fall back in line. Oh, now Brenner taking it to the 33. And Buell into the back of the Mills here. Brenner is just all out of sorts here. He's lost control again coming out of that turn. Almost hits the outer barrier wall again. As cars are just trying to make it by this disgruntled driver. Probably still upset after the way things turned out at Phoenix. I don't blame him, Jared.
Yeah, that's the thing that sucks. You get beat by guys for a playoff spot, and you got to come back next week and race them again. So you can definitely hold on to some things as Dennis struggles a little bit there.
Yeah, I just saw, Dennis got lost a little bit of control there. Malarkey getting things back in order. He was P2 after that pit stop. Now he finds himself back in the mired in the muck in P10.
Luckily, he's not a lap down after that coming down pit road and then the yellow coming out.
Here comes Dante Wright looking to come underneath the 52 of Buell, but thinks better of it and checks up. As Buell now gets a little squirrely there off into the backstretch trying to chase down Nick Mills.
Yeah, something must have happened to the 33. I mean, he was battling with the 55 and the 22, so I don't know if he got loose just like the 22 did and just losing a little bit of track position. There's a battle going on for second, third, and fourth. It's within 0.2 of each of these drivers. They're fighting for that podium spots.
Jared, I'm going to move up there in a second, but I'm just keeping my eyes here on the 52 at the moment. Seems like he might be having a little bit of an issue with control of that car as he's trying to battle it out here between Dante and David Brenner.
Oh, and he loses it.
Oh, my goodness. I hope he's okay, Jared. That's the hardest hit here at New Hampshire I've ever seen. Straight into the outer wall, nose first, Jared. He's either letting the Jesus drive that car and then take the wheel, or he's conscious and okay. I think he's going to be okay as he gets that car going back around the track and probably headed down pit lane after that massive hit to that Toyota Camry.
Pace car coming out too.
Yeah, you can see the nose pushed in there right in front of the radiator vent. So hopefully he won't have any air intake issues there. No hole in the radiator. But I can definitely see him coming down pit road to kind of pound out that front nose.
All right, Jared, as David Buell gets that thing pounded out with our technology here, we are going to fast forward here and get caught up to the action.
Outside.
Oh, the 31 comes in. I think he's topping off there. There's a look at David Owens coming down pit lane. All right, Jared, pace car lights are off. I think they're coming down the backstretch. Yes, real time coming off down the backstretch. Cross that halfway point. Headed down into turn 3 here. Okay, so Jason Landry looks like he's going to be leading them to the green flag, Geico restart zone. Of course, it's might be David. I think it's David. I'm sorry, guys. All right. David's approaching the Geico restart line, and away he goes, launching off that Geico start line, and across the start-finish line he goes. Kyle Lynott and the 50 battling door by door to top 6, all within inches of each other. as they speed into turn 2 out of the exit. We got 2 wide, 3 wide battles. There's Jared Kelly and Nick Mills. Mills almost taking someone 3 wide again. That seems to be his MO. But not today. And Dante using that upper line, trying to get some more momentum on the outside run.
Yeah, and Buddy Sally, who was in that top 4, I think pitted for tires, so some new tires there on the 21. You're going to have to try and make his way through the field.
And speaking of making their way through the field, here comes Joey Stires once again. He started from the front, found his way in the back, and now is trying to charge back up towards the front as he gets underneath David Brenner. He's going to make that position back on him. Do want to shout to Dante Wright. I am impressed with him making that high line work. I don't think it's too good on the tires, but he's making it work quite well for him, and I like to see that here.
Well, speaking of people making it work, how about the 55 in front of the 50? The 50 running into that podium spot, majority second. Maybe just lost a little bit of speed there. Nope, the talent just takes over, and the 50's able to try and make a run on the old 55. You hate to see it.
55's leaving the door open though, as he leaves 2 to 3 lanes on the inside underneath them wide open for that 5-0 to try to fight back. But Jared Kelly still hanging tight here coming into turn 1, trying to hold off Landry.
Yeah, too bad there's rules in place to stop people from wrecking other people, so. As all jokes and fun, hopefully Jason knows I would never wreck him.
I cannot say the same. I cannot say the same. If I was ever fast enough to touch Jason, I think things might turn out a little different. But this is a podcast, so you guys can't charge me. I can't get fined.
I don't know. We've seen it before where people say stuff and get fined about it later.
But Dad, Jared Kelly doing a great job holding off that 5-0 right now. And Jared seems to himself, like you said, P3. Landry chasing them down. David Medina Sr. out in the lead again. Kyle not trying to hang on with that half a second gap. Take a look. We have some more battles here. It looks like, let's take a look at Justin Malarkey. See how he's doing. He finds himself between Dante Wright and Nick Mills. Joey Stires and Buddy Sally battling out door to door. Some great racing right here. As the rest of the field's kind of in line. Oh, the 50's underneath Jared Kelly now. And makes the pass to take over P3.
Now it's time to see if this 55 can learn anything from the 50 line. Because this is the front row seat to this seminar on how to drive New Hampshire. You see somebody who's been running into the top 3 almost all day, and now you have a chance to learn something off of it.
Yeah, we're on board with the 55 right now. It seems like Jason starts high, stays high, and then maybe like a late apex to make that drive off as straight as he can. Seems to be the key for Jason right now.
Well, back in P5, there's a battle between 5 guys. Seems like Dante's holding this group up. A lot of guys have a lot more pace and speed and want to continue to go forward, but they got to try and find a way around the 33.
As Mills tries to make his move, he's going to use maybe Dante as a pick. Dante almost seems to diamond the corner. Oh, Mills gets a little loose there next to Malarkey.
Able to keep the momentum up and stay door to door with him. As he almost puts him up into the wall there, gets a little bit out of shape himself. It's going to open up the door for Buddy Sally to maybe even force it 3 wide.
Yeah, Justin Malarkey doing a great job keeping his composure, not getting too excited with Nick Mills all around him, as Mills just seems to be having a little bit of trouble controlling that car. Just some of that raw aggression of Nick Mills getting the best of him, but Mills able to keep the car on the track, pointing in the right direction and giving Jason Malarkey all he can handle, as he wants to cut the nose off the 73, but the 73 is just hanging tight there, hanging around that door, the quarter fender. Malarkey is not going to go down that easy, as he almost gets in. He gets into the back of the 73 there, Jared, as he's getting frustrated not being able to clear that car. But Justin Malarkey perseveres and be able to hold on to that spot now, as Mills probably did a lot to burn up his tires there for those couple laps trying to fight with him.
Yeah, Justin's really lucky that he was a little bit further ahead than Nick, or else he would have been sideways down the back straightaway and it would have been the end of his day.
No fault of his own, Jared. No fault of his own. Looks like David Medina's stretched that lead almost to a second over Kyle Lynott. Kyle Lynott sitting there in P2. And Landry's going to be your number P3 driver at the moment. Jared doing a great job of keeping pace with the Jason.
Yeah, I'm looking over at the 10-lap average, and the top 11 on a really consistent pace, all right there with each other. Does look like both the 50 and the 55 running faster lap times than the 9. So if they keep this up, they'll slowly start gaining time onto the 9 and the 988. Looking here, and the two Davids, Brenner and Buell, kind of closer together. It's almost the closest time gap that we've got in between two cars. Both running in roughly the same lap times, running the same pace. We're back up for the battle for P5. Justin Malarkey on the rear bumper of Dante Wright. He's bringing Nick and Buddy Sally with him. Just keep in mind that Dante Wright does have a fresh set of tires still in the bank in case there's a late race caution.
I'll give you the inside view.
Thank you, Dave.
Nick Mills having a run there on Justin Malarkey down the front straightaway, able to get to his quarter panel. See if he tries to send it in here, get door to door. Justin's able to get to the throttle much faster than Nick Mills. Able to pull back ahead, but Nick's not done with him.
Nick Mills looks like he's going to make that pass on Sally and trying to keep up with Justin Malarkey. His buddy Sally, their times are starting to creep down a little bit, but Buell increases his average. Doing a good job there from Buell. As Buell's only, let's see, Buell is on the lead lap, so great job there by David Buell rebounding. So you can see there, Dante Wright had a faster lap time there than Justin Malarkey. It looks like Dante Wright ran a 31.710, and Justin just ran, was that 9,000 slower than Dante there. So just, that's how close these guys are putting down lap times.
And Dante's up to the rear bumper of the 55. That is for that fourth spot.
Ball's right behind, trying to draft down this straightaway. These are long straightaways for a short track, but bringing in lots of speed. Got to get that car woed down to make these turns on a flat bank. Dante looks like he might have scraped the wall there. Going to slow him down just a little bit.
These three guys are nose to tail.
Dante's going to try to make it stick on the bottom here coming out of turn 4. Try to complete that pass on the 55. 55 gets up to speed also, drag race down.
Oh, buddy, getting into the wall back there. He wants a part of this action.
And Jared, I want to chicken in our friend, our good old admin, David Owens. He's 16 laps back. He's had a tough race today. I hope we don't jinx him by talking about him. He's had a rough race today. He's sitting right now in P15. He crosses the start finish line.
And we hate to see a broadcaster's curse on him right now.
That would be terrible. He's had a lot of control issues with that vehicle, Jared. Really coming off the exit. He spins it again as the 12 and the 31 barely miss him. But David Owens is going to bring out the 6th caution of the race. He's been a part of 3 of them so far, Jared. So hopefully, 4 of them, I'm sorry. So hopefully that's it for him today, as he's had a rough day.
Yeah, luckily no big damage there. Maybe a big shot to the ego, but doesn't have to come down pit road for repairs and put him more laps down, as he is already 16 laps down.
Yeah, a day to forget. But Jared, like I said, it could be worse. Could have been a big lobby today. Could have really put him back in the standings, but with a top 20 finish, the worst he could do is P15, so not too shabby. All right, Jared, so these drivers have 46 laps on these tires, I believe, is what I'm looking at on some of the stats, especially the likes of David Medina. I'm going to check on Kyle real quick. I believe Kyle's the same thing, 46 pit stint is, yep, David's going to come on down and get some fresh Sunoco fuel and fresh Goodyear Eagles on that number 9 Ford Mustang.
Yeah, and this is the longest green flag run we've seen all race, as there's going to be now 50 laps to go in this race.
50, that's all, Jared.
That is all.
As you see the pit crews running out there, it is a busy pit stall as pit crews are going, flying air guns are going as they get these cars fresh off the car, and away they go, Jared. Jack says a drag race out. David Buell almost takes it. He comes out P2. Big mover and shaker there from Buell. Oh, I hear something. Somebody hit something there. All right, Jared, I'm going to go ahead and, with the power technology, get these guys caught back up, ready to rock and roll here. Woo! Man, exciting race here at New Hampshire.
Medina.
What's up?
You taking in or out?
And taking inside.
All right, Jared, pace car lights are off. They're headed out of turn 2 down the backstretch at this moment. Looks like they're passing halfway down the backstretch. Drivers getting those tires warmed up, getting that old rubber they might have picked up on the racetrack off. And we're going to get ready to go racing here. Let's see what kind of launch Medina can get. All right, Jared, pace car looks like he's going to be heading down the pace. Yep, he's heading down pit lane. David's hitting that Geico restart line. He's waiting, launch. He's launching hard. And there they go. The 55 is a little slower off the throttle. Going to slow down that inside lane, but is able to recover quite nicely. Buddy Sally tries to get to the outside of him. Not going to make it work. The Dina is going to get the momentum. Try to hang on to Kyle Lynott. Lynott is going to put the power down early and try to drag race him down. It's a drag race into 3, Jared, as now David Medina and Lynott door-to-door action here. So is the 73 and 55 back in P4, P5 and 6. And they are door-to-door. This is amazing racing here we have at New Hampshire.
That battle's going to settle out back there for P5 between the 55 and the 73 of Justin Malarkey. But the battle up front still hot as the 2 leaders are going to go head-to-head down the front straightaway. And it looks like Kyle Lynott leading that lap.
And I think we have a new record here by Dante Wright, 43 blinks on the blink tracker at New Hampshire today. I will keep you updated if anybody comes close to those astronomical numbers of Dante Wright.
Buddy Sally trying to make the move on the 73. As further back, Joey Stiers and Nick Mills, old teammates and then championship rivals to each other, as they start to battle as well.
This is what we came to see. This is what brought the race fans from all over New England or Maine, or wherever the heck these guys are from, to come down to this racetrack and see these door-to-door action here at New Hampshire. Who wants the lobster? Well, more. Is it going to be the 988 or David Medina Senior? And then you have Dante Wright waiting in the wings for someone to make a mistake as the 55 gives Jason Landry a break there. Could have sent him up the racetrack, but decides better, as they are alumni from driver 69. Oh, Buddy Sally getting a little loose there, Jared. Yeah, able to hold on to it, but that's going to open the door up to the 73 to let him get better position. Sally's going to go real high, almost scraped out. He does scrape the wall, Jared, as he's having trouble getting that car back under control after that mishap.
Fight still heating up for that top spot. The 3 guys up front got loose at the exact same time on the exit of corner number 2. But Dante Wright putting his right front fender into the left rear quarter panel of David Medina.
Using up Medina as much as he can. Almost gets into him there in the braking zone. Medina might be thinking he's had enough. Wants to let these guys, maybe these two, fight it out, as Dante taking a couple chances there with Medina. Medina's not going to take too kindly to that. Couldn't have put that in the piggy bank for another day. This might be a smart move there, Jared, from the number 9, letting these two battle it out. The aggression is running wild up in the front with these two drivers, the 988 and Dante Wright. These two can both feel a win coming with only, how many laps we got left here, Jared? 40 laps on the line. Oh, it's a 33 Wiggles.
988 out of shape as well. Hopefully that won't cause an issue.
No, these guys are pushing it to the edge, wanting to get that clean air out in front. But all it's doing is allowing some of the bigger names to catch up as, oh, Kyle Lynotte's going to concede that spot to Dante, it looks like.
Yeah, Kyle's out of shape right here. His car's really loose in the exit of the corners. I've seen it twice now where it's shaking on corner exit. He is fighting that race car on exit, trying to stay close to that 33.
You get those tires too hot, though, it's going to be hard to get them cooled down, especially how hard you're fighting. It could be the downfall of Kyle Lynott here, but hopefully he can get that car back under control and settle down. He's bringing it in hard underneath Dante. He's not giving up one bit.
But here comes the transition onto the back straightaway. A little bit of a bank change, as we can see with this long camera. Kyle's going to throw it in there onto the bottom. He's going to throw down the power. Here he comes onto the inside. He gets up. Oh, he's loose. He's sideways.
Oh, no, he hits the brakes too hard as he gets the wall and gets spun into the outer wall. That, Jared, oh, man, I can understand. It's right there in front of you. He worked this hard all season long. But
sorry about that, Dante. I locked him up.
But he locked him up. He says so himself. That is also a playoff driver from last round that was eliminated for this round. So he's just trying to make a name for himself, as his driver's seat might be up in the air next season, as he's trying to make a claim to keep racing here in the Bonfire Premier Cup. All right, Jared, so is anyone going to come down pit lane here? Or is everyone going to stay out there and get their track position? It's all only with 15 laps on these tires. I'm going to see what happens here with when pit lane opens, Jared, and then we'll fast forward if we don't get any pit stops.
Yeah, it's going to be 36 to go here. Kind of the same length as that second stint that we did earlier in the race. So definitely, if you got tires, you can take them.
Thinking about now, New Hampshire's never going to be on the schedule again.
As we see Dante come down pit road, that's going to leave Medina, Landry, and the 55 out, but Justin Larkey and Joey Stiers, those were the cars that stayed out after that first yellow to get that track position, so they've got tires left over.
Lucky dog, round the outside.
And Dennis Puckett getting the lucky dog now after being, I think it was 11 laps down. He's only down now to 6.
That's correct, Jared, on the 6 laps. He might be in store. With the way this race is going, he might get a couple more laps back. All right, Jared, with the power invested in me, we are going to fast forward just a little bit.
Jared, please?
Pace car lights are off. Pace car's heading down the
David on.
backstretch here out of turn 2.
All the cars doing their little dance.
I don't see too much
People
dancing
complain
just yet.
when we clear black flags, and then they
Uh-oh.
turn around and ask if black flags
Uh
are
oh,
clear. Black flags aren't cleared for passing under yellow.
black
That's the rule,
flags
guys.
matter. For God's sakes, everybody, black
Serve it.
flags matter. All right, Jared, pace car leading him down here. I believe he's heading down the track. Yep,
Justin, I'm
55's all
upset
over the
by
9,
that,
getting
okay.
ready to get going. And number 9 getting the Geico restart zone. Away he goes, huge launch as he passes the start-finish line. Nick Mills pushing the 50. Mills almost puts him 3 wide as Jason gets a little loose there, able to hang on to it. Stays in front of the 8 as they barrel into turn 3. Oh, you hear some wreck. Someone hitting the wall hard. Oh, it's Nick
Nathan Landry
Mills.
sideways.
Oh,
Dante into him.
Landry,
uh-oh.
I'm sorry, man. Like, I didn't even feel any contact. We were close, but I don't know.
Man, sounds familiar. Something Denny Hamlin would say. Let's take another look at this replay, Jared. I'm going to rewind it real quick just so we get another look at this. I'd like to take another quick look. All right, here we go. Slow it down a little bit for our viewers at home and let you be the judge here at BRL Court. Dun, 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 dun. All right, here you see Landry did get loose earlier in that run off the green flag. I mean, I don't know if this is going to show it, but to me, I don't know if he had a little help there or not from this angle. It's hard to tell. Ah, man, like just a little kiss. I think it might have been just a little kiss. I'm not sure, Jared. And he's going to slide up in front of Buddy Sally. Sally is able to evade, but Dante, his teammate, slams inside of him. And just for insult to injury, teammate on teammate action, this is 2 weeks in a row where the two teammates have gotten involved with each other. So lucky for us, bad, unfortunate for them. As we'll go
Landry,
back.
I'm sorry, man. Like, I didn't even feel any contact. We were close, but I don't know.
All right, Jared, gonna get these guys back to the lead lap here. I mean, with 1 to go, let me get them back to 1 to go.
Fine. Edge.
A lot of pace laps here. All right, Jared, pace car lights are off. I'm going to have them coming out of turn 2 here. Yep, turn 2, getting ready to come down the backstretch here. And that's going to leave our drivers up at the front. As soon as my timing sheet comes up, I'll let you all know. I feel like the fast forwarding kind of slows her down there a bit. But it looks like it's going to be David Medina, Jared Kelly on the front row. Jared's going to get some of that fresh air for once. Nick Mills, David Brenner going to be bringing up row 2. All right, pace car's off, Jared. Number 9 bringing him to the Geico restart zone. Huge launch there by David Medina Sr., and he's crossing the start-finish line as he leads it up. Nick Mills looking underneath the 55, trying to get that position already as cars are going scattering.
Yeah, that bottom lane really good on restarts. Just able to just carry the initial momentum, not having to brake as hard, carry a lot more speed into the corner.
52 a little loose there. Oh, hard into the outside wall. The 52 slams that wall. Forgot where the brake pedal was. Oh, the 31 got taken 3 wide. I think he slowed down to just stay out of that, Jared. As
Oh, and Beal's spinning behind him.
Oh! And that's
backwards.
Yep. Jared, I want to rewind this a little bit. I just want to see. I mean, I am a fan of myself, but I'd like to just see myself getting taken 3 wide. I always like it when I got 2 dudes on either side of me.
Oh man.
Yeah, the 31's just too slow, and jacks the ball, and the 50 had enough. The 31 hits the brakes and lets them fly right by. And then you can see the 52 just get loose on the bottom apron. Dennis Puckett does a great job staying out of the way as the 31 though battles back with Landry as the yellow flag flies. But that was a good little battle there by everybody. Very nice. Pace car's getting a workout today, Jared.
In the lead lap.
They're gonna have to put fuel and tires on that Ford Mustang for the rest of this race. So, Jared, are we done with the cautions for today? Or we still got more to go?
Quit wrecking.
Very good question. We could have done the old Pim Luth maneuver and done under and over for the amount of caution laps, but right now I think there's too many to even participate in that game.
All right, Jared, they're coming out of 3. I mean, 2. They're coming out of 2 down the back stretch. Pace car lights are off.
Does your front end look any better?
Yeah, it's been messed up the whole race. I'm finally down to 30 seconds left.
Yeah, you're looking like a real race car out there.
Thank you.
All right, Jared, we got 22 laps left to go. Pace car is coming out of 4. Going to be heading down pit lane. David Medina Sr. going to be leading him and Nick Mills in the Geico Restarts line. They launch. Big launch by David once again has that advantage to cross start finish line. And off into turn 1 they go. Oh, Brenner's getting loose there, Jared. He's trying to hold on to it. No, nose pile drives it into the outside wall. David Owens gets a piece of him as that brings out another yellow flag. As David Medina is in the driver's seat with all these launches, and these guys keep wrecking behind him. So, Jared, I'm going to just fast forward it because I think we're not going to get, I don't think anyone's coming in the pit.
Somebody's dropping out. Got him outside.
Dennis Puckett getting his yellow lucky dog lap, another one down as he passes the pace car.
What's that? Wait,
All right, Jared, pace car lights are off, heading into turn 1. So Mills, David Medina Sr., all up at the front. Jared Kelly hanging on there to P3. Right next to Dante Wright. Malarkey holding on, all up in the top battle here. As that pace car's headed down the back stretch, almost headed into turn 3. Kyle Lynott got himself back up in the top 6 after that little incident earlier. Pace car's coming out of 4. All right, pace car's in. Pace car's in. David bringing them to the Geico start zone. And away they go once again as the outside lane by Mills is slow just a little bit. As Malarkey and teammate and company looks underneath. Oh, Mills trying to put both teammates 3 wide. Once again, they give him the room to do it. But Mills isn't able to hold on as he comes down in front of Kyle Lynott. Slows him down, checks him up as they head down into turn 3. Justin Malarkey using all that apron. David keeping his line, making Mills not have to run up and into him, giving him pinching down Mills. Now the top 4 head down into turn 1 as the Kyle Lynott's underneath Mills' machine. Mills gets tight. They're touching, almost 3 wide. Kyle not trying to hang on. As they come down, he's got the inside shot on Mills. This is a drag race down the backstretch. Justin Malarkey out in the lead still. Here comes Lanot underneath Mills, hanging on to everything he can. Goes 3 wide, 4 wide, Jarrett. Oh my God, I've never seen nothing like this at New Hampshire. Justin Malarkey up to the wall. Nick Mills looks like he's going to take the lead here as he comes out on top. Hard on the brakes though early. Justin trying to use that high line. Oh, Sally up in the outer wall. David Medina Sr. trying to hold on to it as the yellow has not flown just yet. It is going nuts out here as it's 3 wide coming now into turn 3. Malarkey
Joey Steyer's back in the mix here in the top 5 after being sitting in the back. Even Jason Landry almost up here after being burned.
Oh, the top 4 wreck!
Wrecking.
Oh, and Dennis Puckett goes through there like a lightning bolt through a cloud. And somehow Days of Thunders his ass through that without hitting anyone.
I have no clue how I felt through that.
Jarrett, we're going to have to take another look at that huge wreck that just took the top 4 out of contention. This is got to be the yellow of all yellows. And let's see what started this whole thing off. I'll give you one guess. All right, Jarrett, I got them slowed down here. They're headed into turn 3. 3 wide already. No one giving up an inch here with 14 laps to go. Everything is on the line. As you can see here, all different lines. Woo!
I say if you go to the roof cam of the 55, he gets a great shot of it, of just the whole accident itself. Not to show favoritism, but just the overall view of the accident. You can see it great.
Looks like Mills got loose coming out of that.
Wrecking.
Yeah, Mills comes down and just starts this whole pile up.
But it's like you're 3 wide, like shit's gonna happen. Everyone's gotta be perfect. But I mean, I don't blame anyone. It's just hard, amazing racing, man. Like, I mean, blood pressure had to be pumping through the roof as these 3 were battling out. But I got slow-mo here. They're coming out of turn 3 into 4. And maybe we can pick up exactly what started to happen there. But I think the 8's going to get loose.
Yeah, the 8 starts to get loose and just gets into the 988. Justin Malarkey also getting loose off the top of the corner. You can see his nose starting to point down. So he was already losing it, and it just collects Joey Steyer's when they all come back up the racetrack. Luckily, Dante able to make his way through. Jason able to get the lead from that. And Dennis Puckett, I think, got through there without an incident point, so he'll get another lucky dog.
I want to go on board on Dennis's nose. Because he flew through there like a man without cause. What a shot there from Dennis's Taki's car as the 8 tries to get back, turned around, and just gets through, threads the needle there. Great job by Dennis. But, wow, Jared, that's going to shake up the end of this race here as Dennis is coming back from, 10 laps back to 4 laps back.
I have no clue how I felt through that.
We don't know either, Dennis. It's amazing that you've got that little Taki's Ford Mustang through that. Oh, Dennis is in contention for blinks as he's up to 120 blinks at this moment. I need to check in on Dante Wright and his blinks.
Disappearing and you're back.
Dante Wright. 62. Dennis Puckett has taken the trophy from Dante Wright at this time. And we'll keep you guys updated as that works its way out. All right, Jared, 13 laps to go. I think these drivers, if we're going to settle down, try to get this race under.
I'm lucky dog.
Get it done here. I'm going to fast forward here a little bit. Whew, who's the leader right now? Steyer's, huh? All right.
Finish this right.
Got it down.
Finish
Class. Station.
All right, Jared, pace car lights are off. We have Joey Stiers, Dante Wright on the front row, Nick Mills able to hold on to that top spot after that wreck. Jason Landry underneath him. Pace car coming down the back stretch, Jared, almost entering turn 3. They're hitting the corner at turn 3 right now. Joey Stiers is looking ready to put this thing away. He was up front, he was in the back, and now he's back up front, Jared. So Joey's been all over the place here as that pace car is looking to come down pit lane. He's down pit lane. Joey's entering the Geico restart zone. Slows him down and launches. Great launch there. As the number 99 slows down, the 9 of Medina. The 99 was asleep at the wheel, it looked like just a little bit. As we see a great shot here from our Cavalcade Goodyear blimp. With 9 laps to go, Jared to hit turn 3. Out of turn 4. Jared Kelly, huge run there on Nick Mills. Can he make anything happen? The 32 teammates once again battling it out. 55 using that outside wall. Oh, Mills into the Kyle Lanat again. Stiers hits down into turn 3. 7 laps to go at the line.
Here comes the 31 looking to the inside, trying to gain momentum. To the 2 battling in front of him.
Jared gives a huge shot. Jared gives a huge shot to the 8. Gives a little bump and run to Mills as he draws even to him. Trying to get the momentum now as he pushes Mills out of shape. But Mills fights back on the outside.
He's gonna have to throw it into the corner here to try and get a nose ahead of Nick Mills. I'm not sure if he'll be able to do it. Forced to run that bottom lane. Nick able to get momentum.
Six laps to go as they come down the backstretch at New Hampshire. 6 and counting. Stiers still out in the front. Dante and Jason Landry, 2 teammates from Heat Wave Racing, still neck and neck. Kyle not trying to make his way through in the 55 and the 8, trading paint. Five laps to go as they hit turn 1 here at New Hampshire. Kyle not trying to make the 2 teammates go 3 wide, trying to make them uncomfortable, trying to force a mistake. David Medina now closing the distance on the 55 and 8, trying to gain a couple more positions. Dante now seems to take the position away from Landry, but Landry thinks better of diving bomb and his teammate. Stays in P3, but here comes Kyle Lanat. Almost touches the 50. The 55 and the 9 now side by side. 3 laps here to go. Cars entering turn 1. Joey still has the lead. The 9 and the 55 battling it door by door to 31, waiting in the wings. Justin Malarkey following behind that pair. And here comes Dante closing the gap on Stiers. Andrew using that higher line, getting some more momentum on that. Oh, he wiggles the 50, lost it a little bit. It's going to open the door for Kyle not to make a move here. As Kyle's underneath now, the 5-0. One lap to go at the next line as they pass the checkered here, but they're backstretch at the moment. Next time by, it's going to be 1 to go, Jared. Can the 33 make the pass on the 23 here with 1 lap left in the race? Oh, the 988 wiggles in front of Landry. Kyle's trying to hold on to every position he can get as the number 9 of Medina has passed up Jared Kelly, trying to chase down that 8, but here on the final lap, or second to last lap, I'm not sure, Jared, do you see it as a white flag or not, but it looks like Dante's out in front.
He is coming to the start-finish line now. Not sure if... I think maybe it's still 1 to go.
This is it. This is the last lap. That was the white flag there, I believe. Dante take full control, passes up Stiers. Landry also was able to make the passes. David Medina now tries to make up some more positions. Joey Stiers on the outside. David gives Mills a little bit of a touch there. Is going to beat him to the line as Dante Wright's going to be our winner here in New Hampshire. No, Mills gets that win. 55 follows it up. But what a great race by Dante.
Yeah, man, nice drag race right there.
Dante Wright is your winner.
Yeah, 1-2 for that heat stroke race team.
Jared, I think it's heat wake racing.
Heat wake.
It could, all right, man. Heat woke. I don't know what's going on, but great job there by the 2 teammates. As Dante Wright, well-deserved win there. Really coming into his own here towards the playoff, into the playoffs is what he needs, and that's what he's getting there by him and his teammates. As the 33 is able to put in a huge win. Does not punch his ticket necessarily into the Final Four, but goes a long way towards it, as it is not a win and you're in. So, Jared.
Oh, and the 55 doing burnouts down pit road.
I'm not sure. I think he's just excited. I'm not sure what's going on with the 55. He might have too much smoke fumes, something, as he's going out of control down pit lane. But I'm sure NASCAR is going to have a good talk with him. But Jared, what a race here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The first round, the first race of the second round of the playoffs. I always get this stuff confused, but Dante Wright out to a huge lead there, as he's going to have a lot of points going into the next race at Nashville. So Nashville Super Speedway is going to be our next race. For everyone keeping tabs on everything, that was going to be the race we just had on Sunday. So that will get us caught up to speed on our broadcasting. And I appreciate everyone tuning in with us. Jared, anything left to say here before we sign off?
Just that 55 car's the best. He's the greatest driver in the league.
For Jared Kelly and Kevin Kyle, this is the Cav OK Racing Network. We're signing off. God bless, and we'll catch all you guys on the next race. Thanks for tuning in. Take care now.